And how does that degeneration affect your seeds as well?
There was a Frenchman wrote a book, Chebosi or something like that he's called, and he documented well. I've got the book in there and I'll show you the title and the book. He documented well that what happened is that we had agricultural degeneration start when we first started using the herbicides, insecticides and fertilizers, the industrial stuff. That's when the pest and disease came into the system more and more. So as those things came in, the pest and disease come in, and then the chemical companies were just on the bandwagon giving you the next Band-Aid. And that's all we've been doing. We've been doing Band-Aid farming for a long time.
So with those seeds, they're going downhill genetically?
We're going into degenerated soil, and they're having a harder time and that sort of thing. And so, but then the geneticists and that sort of thing, and the plant breeders, they've been fiddling around and breeding disease resistance and that sort of thing into it. But the thing is, it just goes to show that we're not winning, because if we won, we would have been able to stop, and we would have been happy with the next variety that they gave us, right? That would have been they did everything right, we're doing everything right, the next variety is the one, and it all halts there, but it doesn't. We keep, the farming community just keeps degenerating the soil, and then the seed breeders are one step behind all the time, or just one step in front, and then that one drops off and they've got to have another one, and the Band-Aids just get bigger and more expensive.
Okay. By regenerating your soil, you can actually have an influence on your seed, can't you?
Absolutely. I did a course with Hugh Lovell a fair while ago, and he had 5 jars of seed, and it was corn that he'd grown. So he used one jar, he used the one seed to grow the next one, and then that seed to grow the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And Hugh worked really hard on the nutrition for that seed and for the plants that grew it. So, and he had them in the jar. But now there's no peer-reviewed scientific evidence on this, but I was looking at those 5 jars of seed, and my eyes told me that seed was getting better as it progressed. So if we can regenerate seed moving forward like that, just the opposite's happening in our system when we're degenerating our land. It's not as good for our seed, and that's why our seed varieties don't go the distance anymore. It's because, and then the other thing is that the plant breeders, they're all sitting there, when they do their new plant breeding, they don't, they put it out and they do the plant breeding with a full dose of fertiliser. So some of the modern plant varieties, they've been bred to go with a full shot in the arm.
Okay, they're already drug addicts.
Yeah, they've been bred in and on the system.
Yeah. All right. So when you take one of those seeds and try and do your regenerative farming, it doesn't work.
It might not necessarily work. That's right. And so I know Haggerty's in Western Australia. When they turned it all around, they ended up getting better results with old variety seeds. And then the next thing that happened is the guys that were buying it off them, the corporations, they're trying to chip them on having old variety seeds. Then the next line of fellas worked out that, hey, these guys have got a good seed and it's good quality and it's nutritious. And then finally they ended up getting paid a premium for it. So
they've done really good stuff out there.
Yeah. But look, this the mixed species, that's the fantastic thing about the mixed species, is that when we grow a 7-way mix, is that we've got a bet every which way. Like when it goes out there, it's going to be different every year depending on the season.
Yeah.
But and one of the things that was pretty spectacular was that it actually changed as you walked across the paddock, and it wasn't like you had to drive a kilometre over there for it to be different. Sometimes it was as every step nearly, or every 2 steps you took, you were surrounded by a little different ecosystem. So everyone, whoever fitted the system best right there, he was going the best. And if he sometimes was shading out the other fella or whatever, but you know, the little guy just wasn't his space there. But you can go over there another 5 metres, and then, you know, where you got a little oat plant here, you go over there a bit, you got a big oat plant. That was really fantastic to see the dynamic of how that mixed species grows in there, and that just makes me think that by planting a monoculture out there, we're really limiting our potential.